What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is May the 22nd. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some hot movers and what big money is really focusing on today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, composite PMI, manufacturing and services are all coming out pretty much right after the market does open. Forecasts are currently ranging from 50.3 to 51. 50 is going to be a key pivot. Anything above 50 shows more of an expansion. Anything below 50 shows more of a contraction. We also have initial jobs claims and coming out roughly 30 minutes from now. Forecast for that is 231,000. So all in all, that could move the market, even though if they might come in negative, it still market might spin it as a positive, right? Because the market's looking for the next big catalyst, and clearly, even based on yesterday, next big catalyst is rate cuts. So if we have negative data, that does justify a sooner cut. So the market might kind of spin it. So just be somewhat aware of that, and don't be surprised if these come in a little bit negative for the market to move higher. Currently, the futures are red though. So Dow is down 0.3, S&P down 0.16, NASDAQ down 0.04. So nothing overly crazy, but it is starting to pull back because of this. So Trump's big, beautiful budget bill passes House vote, barely 215 to 214, but ultimately you are seeing pretty much the same scenario as yesterday play out. So you're seeing the treasury yield starting to increase because of this, because even yesterday, like the bond market was not really believing that the states, their debt levels are sustainable. So this is estimated to add a additional 3.8 trillion to that federal deficit. So at the end of the day, it might be good in some aspects. Maybe I'm missing something. I know it does save 625 billion on Medicaid and then 300 billion on SNAP, which obviously is affecting some stocks I'll talk on, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this does play out, but clearly the market will be really looking for the next big catalyst, and that is going to be rate cuts. So yeah, what's your general thoughts on this? Market doesn't seem to like it all that much, but at the same time, fear and greed index is under the greed category, meaning people's appetite for risk is on the table. But with everything that's been happening, I feel like this might kind of go down a little bit to borderline neutral. So just kind of be aware of that. Moving on, SOFI. SOFI is just piggybacking off the broader market. No news, no fireside chats or anything like that. 13.68% of the free floats being shorted. Yesterday, shorts did increase 30,000 shares. So they're not really doing all that much, and they haven't been doing all that much. So in my opinion, I think their bigger plan is if SOFI does get to that 12.18, 12.20 range, this is where SOFI shorts are going to really hit SOFI hard. So I think that's their bigger plan, because that's a very strong support, has both the 200 and 50-day moving averages kind of combined at that stage. So just anticipate that. Right now though, with it at 12.67, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So 12.56 is going to be a strong support, so just watch for that. And then 13.12 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, which I think it's fair to assume that is most likely off the table. Even if the data points do come in negative, I don't see this 13.12 being touched today. Moving on, Sunrun. So they are down 43% this morning because of Trump's bill being passed. So based on this article, I don't really know much about the company, obviously, but it looks as though that this is going to dampen profit margins of clean energy businesses. So again, that will impact a lot of companies ultimately, but this stock is rather heavily shorted, so anticipate them to shorts to double down and increase today. But 28.77% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 55 million shares. With it right now at $6, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 581 is going to be a strong support, and then 673 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. In my opinion, I think this is the ideal stock for a day trader. So just kind of orient your buys around the support levels. And in reality, I do see it bouncing off of this S1. Again, I don't really know much about the company and to what extent a lot of that clean energy as far as will affect their margins, but I do feel on a technical standpoint that 581 is a pretty good entry point in my opinion, but what do I know? Do your own due diligence and all the other fun jazz. Him and Hers Health is down 7.09%. So they did get a downgrade from Citi, $30 price target. And as well, there's this bill is going to be affecting it. So over the last 5 days, it is down 4.42%, not counting the pre-market, down 7.09. Shorts obviously are absolutely relentless against this stock. So 32.91% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 64.07 million shares. So they doesn't really matter what happens with the stock price. Shorts always are around and ranging from about the 28 to 36% range. So I think shorts today will be increasing a significant amount, but right now with it at 53 and change, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. Sorry, my apologies, S2 and S3. So 53.88 is going to be that key pivot. So just watch for that today. 49.23 is going to be that next strong support. And honestly, we've seen HIMS be very, very active in both directions in the same day. So I wouldn't really count that 49 off the table for being touched today. Anything is possible at the end of the day. So just watch for that. But 53.88 is going to be that key pivot for it today. Palantir, it is up 1%. So again, going against the broader market because of this. So they were awarded a $795 million US Army contract modification. So good. Market seems to be rallying because, or the Palantir seems to be rallying because of that. A lot of people on social media seems to be very pumped. 2.49% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 54 million shares. Shorts did return roughly around 350,000 shares yesterday. Even more reason, again, I go over all this every evening. So follow me on social media. Link in the description below and also the comments. I go over pretty much what shorts did and everything that you ultimately need to know, such as this right over here. So this is an example of what happened, what I posted yesterday. Just goes over that just every single day. You can kind of see all this information right here. But nonetheless though, Palantir with it at 120, it is trading between these 2 points right here. So this pivot in this S1, so 118 is going to be a strong support, 126 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So just watch for 118. The market might drag Palantir down a little bit, but I think it's, like I said, a beast. A lot of people will be buying the dip with Palantir, so something to keep in mind. And then BBAI is getting a lot of volume. So it is up 0.27, so nothing crazy. No news, no SEC filings. This right here is a very good example of the fear and greed index, people's appetite for risk. It is heavily shorted, so 22.79% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 65 million shares. Shorts have been very reactive to the stock price, as you can kind of see right here. So I think at the end of the day, this one is going to be one to watch for a day trade if these data points do come in a little bit negative, justifying a rate cut, and then you'll have a lot of speculative plays such as BBAI moving higher. So let me know your viewpoint on that. Right now with it at 372, it is right below this R1, so 373 is going to be that key pivot for it today, 407 and then 462 being the next strong target / resistance points, and then 373, 319 is going to be the strong supports. So let me know your thoughts. This is basically what big money is doing. They're kind of just holding their breath at the end of the day for a lot of big data. So let me know your viewpoint. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Pop over to my Patreon if you are looking for some kick-ass buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.